the smartest film critic in the world, Cole Smithey.
Hi, this is Cole Smithey with ColeSmithy.com and your guide to what to see and what to avoid at the movies this week. Though sloppily constructed, Marvel's The Avengers has one thing going for it: humor.
War has started. And we are hopelessly outgunned.
It will come as little surprise to audiences who have followed the Marvel franchise's erratic filmic offerings over the years to hear that Robert Downey Jr. is the outing's principal courier of dry-witted zingers. You could practically call the movie Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man and the Avengers. What is surprising is the film's wobbly construction. From its oddly static opening sequence set in a featureless military complex not far removed from the similar nerve center of writer-director Joss Whedon's other melange, The Cabin in the Woods, you get the sense that the screenwriters were low on ideas before they ever began. For all of the breathless hoopla over putting together Marvel's dream team of action stars, insufficient effort has been devoted to tracking down a modern-day Robert Altman capable of weaving together the manifold characters into a cohesive story that follows on all spark plugs. Samuel L. Jackson is one such casualty as Nick Fury, the eye-patch-wearing head of S.H.I.E.L.D., a shadow government agency conjectured to be as corrupt as, well, every other arm of America's corporate-controlled industrial military complex.
How desperate are you?
Fury gets his posterior anatomy handed to him by Thor's megalomaniac adopted brother Loki, played by Tom Hiddleston, who pops down to steal away the hugely volatile Tesseract cube that Captain America pulled from the ocean in his plan to destroy the Earth faster than you can say Fukushima squared. Buzzing around the globe in his invisible airship, a la George W. Bush in Air Force One on 9/11, Agent Fury assembles the Avengers, who include Iron Man, Captain America, played by Chris Evans, Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson, Hawkeye, played by Jeremy Renner, Thor, played by Chris Hemsworth, and the Hulk, played by Mark Ruffalo. Naturally, there's some mutual respect to be earned among the disparate superheroes via verbal sniping and a few bouts of obligatory physical combat. For the film's many battles, none approach the pure dynamism that Sam Raimi pumped into Spider-Man 2's brilliant action sequences. Most egregious is the film's failure of the CGI department to make the Hulk look like a real character. Every shot of the giant green anger machine makes you say, why is this cartoon character pretending like he's one of the gang? Don't hold your breath waiting for the next solo Hulk movie to go into production.
I still believe in heroes.
Despite its $220 million price tag, Marvel's The Avengers is sure to make back its money, thereby dooming coming generations of audiences to be subjected to more throwaway comic book-themed blockbusters. Hollywood still hasn't gotten the memo. Fanboy culture is dead. I give this flawed comic book action movie a C+.
This year we are particularly blessed to be honoring someone who embodies both faith and family.
Director Anne Renton's feature debut is a low-key family comedy that succeeds primarily on the shoulders of its leading lady.
Every time something good is about to happen to me, Agnes Dunn pops up.
The blood of Christ.
Kathleen Turner turns her potentially one-dimensional role into a beautiful and complex performance as Eileen Cleary, a dedicated Catholic whose chance to be ordained Catholic Woman of the Year is hitting a few snags. The fact that the title comes with sin-clearing absolution sweetens the prospect considerably. Eileen's pregnant daughter, Shannon, played by Emily Deschanel, is about to marry a woman. Her fireman son, Frank, played by Jason Ritter, is not only getting a divorce, but spends much public FaceTime with a local beautician, played by Teresa Hennessy.
Stop being an idiot and go back to his wife and children.
She's older than you are.
You can't even have a midlife crisis right.
A looming home visit by the clergy means that Eileen must put on a good living room show, lest she suffer a brand of terrible humiliation humiliation she wouldn't wish on her worst enemy. Jason Ritter is a victim of miscasting. Emily Deschanel, however, runs with the ball as a believable lesbian in love with her mate, played by Angelique Cabral. Without putting too fine a point on the Catholic Church's arch stance toward gays, The Perfect Family makes a clear and welcome humanitarian statement.
What if it's
It also provides Kathleen Turner with an opportunity to shine as a mature woman who's not afraid to grow, even if she's terribly intimidated by the process. I give this fair family comedy a B-. The true story of Oscar, an abandoned infant chimpanzee left to fend for himself in Africa's jungle wilderness, is at the heart of this stunning nature documentary. Director Alastair Fothergill of the phenomenal Blue Planet documentary series oversees the daily routines of a tribe of chimpanzees. A monkey hunting expedition is especially revealing of the chimp's ferocious and clever nature. It's remarkable that the filmmakers were able to capture the natural drama that unfolds when an elder male chimpanzee adopts Oscar as his personal responsibility after an attack by another tribe of chimpanzees leaves the young creature without a place in the chimpanzee society. Chimpanzee is a great opportunity to begin to understand some of the similarities and differences between chimpanzees and humans. Tim Allen's voice-over narration sounds suspiciously like George Clooney. In this case, that's a good thing. I give this memorable nature documentary a B+. My sleeper pick is First Position. My guilty pleasure pick is The Pirates, Band of Misfits. My must-have DVDs are A Woman of Substance trilogy from Acorn Media, Bobcat Goldthwait, You Don't Look the Same Either from Entertainment One, and Orson Welles from Focus Films. With its tantalizing title suggesting an ideal timeline for a fetishized affair, Adrian Lyne's beautifully stylized adaptation of Elizabeth McNeil's novel is a milestone of mainstream erotic cinema. Finished in 1984 but released in 1986, 1 year before Oliver Stone's milieu-similar Wall Street, the Manhattan set story centers around a sadomasochistic relationship that develops between financial district arbitrageur John Gray, played by Mickey Rourke, and Soho art gallery hotshot Elizabeth McGraw, played by Kim Basinger. John is a master of seduction for whom money is no object. His Soho penthouse apartment is a study in 80s modernist minimalism. Every glossy surface is black or gray. He is a sexual adventurer well equipped to draw the classy Elizabeth into his polite game of master and servant. Rourke's implacable charmer temporarily presents himself as the latter, giving Elizabeth gifts he subtly uses to manipulate her into her new role as a personal sex slave. A gold watch he gives her comes with the request that each day at noon when she looks at the timepiece, she thinks of him touching her. Elizabeth imagines herself falling into a conventional, albeit well-funded relationship based on love more than lust. If Elizabeth's sensual awakening is every woman's fantasy of sexual fulfillment, the subtext demands a bank account deep enough to provide for it. Cold irony lurks. Perhaps she really is the seducer after all. Adrian Lyne establishes the film's moody softcore parameters during an iconic sequence wherein Elizabeth masturbates in the art gallery basement while watching a slideshow of artworks. Fragmented projector beams of clouded light cut across Elizabeth's blonde hair, candy apple red lips, and luxurious white blouse. Pedestrians walk across the shadow-riddled sidewalk grate that hovers over her head. Voyeuristic New Yorkers are always nearby. Line celebrates the effortless sexual chemistry between Basinger and Rourke, who each give exquisitely authentic portrayals. A centerpiece erotic sequence of foreplay involves John feeding the shut-eyed Elizabeth various foods while the couple sits in front of an open refrigerator. The sequence, along with one in which Elizabeth does a striptease in front of a blinded window, went on to inform a generation of music video filmmakers. A noirish gloom hangs over the palpable ecstasy in 9.5 Weeks. Cinematographer Peter Biziou masterfully exploits the dramatic potential of every carefully constructed composition to create a world of erotic suspense. Although the film flopped during its theatrical release and was widely panned by critics, it has come to be viewed as a well-crafted example of softcore eroticism. Thanks for watching, and visit colesmithy.com for more.